Thanks very much. It's a delight to be at this thing. I'm an enthusiast for this area. My background is I'm a plant and fungal biologist, which doesn't have an obvious connection with the space sector, but what we're really interested in at the University of Surrey, and particularly my centre, the Centre for Environment and Sustainability, is actually using Earth observation for sustainable development. And we see that as a really major opportunity. This is very quickly what our centre does. We're a multi and transdisciplinary research and analysis centre for environment and sustainability. So this is really the set of tools that we use for that. And our interest in space is driven by the real value, I think, that Earth observation can bring to lots of these sustainability analyses. And I'm not just talking about the usual physical and landscape-based ones, but actually quite a lot of socioeconomic indicators are trackable from Earth observation. I'm sure most people here are familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 of them. Behind them are something like 169 targets and 230 odd indicators, all that require data. And poor or weak data is really holding back human progress. Our interest is sort of in these domains here, and you can see that there's sort of, for about 30% of the indicators, there's no data, and for another 30%, there's irregular data. So the question is, what can Earth observation satellites and technology do to help with this problem? And I'm very grateful to my PhD thesis student, Anna Andrews, who's been working in this area. So actually, I want to use Anna as an example of how a sort of pathway can develop through research and interaction that I think is really exciting in this field. So Anna's, she's with us in CES, but she has support from the National Physical Laboratory as a CASE Award partner in the NERC, Natural Environment Research Council, Scenario Doctoral Training Partnership. Really what we're looking at, her project is looking at innovative use of Earth observation to support the UN SDGs. And as you can see here, one of the publications that's come out of Anna's work, one of the early ones actually, after about 2 years in, was a really important mapping exercise of how many of those indicators look like they have been looked at from the point of view of satellite Earth observation, and how many look like there are really good opportunities. And the grey ones on that matrix are the ones where there is no information about whether Earth observation can be helpful. Very quick example here, just in the goal for quality education. Some of our work has helped identify overcrowding in primary schools in Nigeria, where they exceed the UBEX minimum of 1.2 square meters for pupils. And you can see that about 70% of rural primaries in Nigeria have this overcrowding issue, and indeed that has an impact on the quality of education. Something a bit closer to home was work Anna did as part of her PhD, but working with DEFRA and the Surrey Hills Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty. You can see the Surrey Hills indicated down at the lower part here, the bright green area. They're familiar to lots of people in the Enterprise Zone 3. And sorry, someone's just trying to call me. A brief summary of this, but our role in this was to use very high resolution imagery in looking at habitat and other environmental land management characteristics. There we are. And Anna's secondment, so it's part of doing a PhD study, as a deep research study, she was able to spend 3 to 4 months working on secondment with these outside organizations, using her skills in space technology, GIS, etc., to address these 3 particular objectives: soil organic carbon stocks, habitat suitability, and public access with VHR data. And it also involved working very closely with one of the companies in the space sector from the Surrey Research Park, that company known as Earth has already been mentioned. very briefly, what this type of working, I think, using space technology, combining it with research for aspects of sustainability and sustainable development, gives an amazing pathway for career development, to qualification, to work with industry and public bodies, establishing networking for you as an individual, both and indeed your organization, if you're a supporting organization of this. And in fact, it's already led on to postdoctoral experience for Anna as an individual. So it's absolutely a land of opportunity in this space sector. The sector is obviously growing as well, and there's increasing demand for these type of applications that deploy some of this fantastic information that's available from high resolution, particularly satellite Earth observation. There isn't time to go into the benefits it brings here, but we're very pleased to announce a recent publication on Earth observation for monitoring, reporting, and verification for important UK policies like environmental land management. So please do get in touch if you would like to find out more about the opportunities here as an individual, but also if you're a company and interested in working together with the university and organizations like ours to host students and to do underpinning research that can lead to superb applications in my view. Thanks very much for your attention.